Hello my Pokemon people, and welcome one and all to I was right, kind of, sort of, but my hype nevertheless is real. Look, I normally wouldn't do a video talking about just one Pokemon, thanks Catbug, but I could not resist with Salandit because I kid you not, this beautiful little evil, I mean look at those eyes, like look at that eye, is just there going, I'm thinking about ways you might die right now. Oh, I just imagined a rock falling on, oh, you just fell in boiling water. How you doing? My name's Salandit. Do you know where I could get a knife? And I kinda like that, which probably says more about me than it does about the Pokemon, but the main reason I wanted to make this video is I genuinely think that the final evolution of Salandit will be in my top 6 favorite Pokemon of all time, and therefore will be a permanent fixture on my team. I was blown away excited when this little lizard was revealed. I love lizards. I have 2 of them in real life, a skink and a bearded dragon, and a Komodo dragon is my favorite animal. In fact, in my predictions for the starters, I did optimistically say poison fire Komodo dragon. Yes, and while I admitted that maybe, you know, we might just get a tiger or a rabbit, you know, that will be fine, I really did want that, and it looks like we are indeed getting it. I mean, this is the toxic lizard Pokemon. It is quite clearly based on a Komodo dragon. Granted, right now, it's more based on a salamander with a little hint of gecko, you know, a witch's brew could tell you more about the exact recipe. Maybe an eye of newt here or there, but I am convinced its evolutions will take it in the form of either a monitor lizard or a Komodo dragon. I imagine it'll stay on all 4s and it'll get, well, just pure badass looking. I think poison and fire is a beautiful typing, and I think this thing will just end up looking absolutely beautiful. So while I was wrong about it being a star, I'm really happy that they are going with the island animals made into Pokemon theme, because of course the Komodo dragon is one of the most famous island animals in the world. You only find them on the Isle of Komodo. They are a very unique and wonderful species, and I'm excited that they are most likely going to be represented, because we're not going to get closer than a poison fire lizard based Pokemon. So to the specifics of this thing then, and reasons why it's so exciting is it gets a brand new ability in the form of Corrosion, which means that it can poison damn near anything, which is exciting, and it makes sense for this one to have that ability, because again, if it is going to turn out to be based on a Komodo dragon, and the fact that it's poison makes me think that. I mean, it's nice that they are including the poison aspect that really is a relatively new discovery in lizards. Like, only in the last 10 years do we really realize that there's actually a fair amount of venom going on in lizards. There's the Gila monster and the Mexican beaded lizard, which were considered really to be the only venomous ones for a long time, but in the last 10 years a lot more have been added to the list. Most monitors tend to exhibit very weak forms of rattlesnake venom, and obviously the big example is the Komodo dragon, which initially people thought inflicted wounds that don't heal due to bacteria harbored in its mouth, but that was proved to simply be a myth. And before we get into this, because it keeps happening, and I don't know why, because it's a scientific, factually proven fact that I'm about to say, but Komodo dragons do factually have venom glands, and how they work is when they bite their prey, the venom prevents the blood from clotting the wound and healing it, so that they just perpetually bleed out and then die of exhaustion and blood loss, and then the Komodo dragon comes in and noms, and it's really a very elegant, energy efficient hunting method, and that's lizards all over. They don't do anything they don't have to. They are almost beautifully lazy, which is maybe why I like them so much, admittedly, but I just think they are a fascinating species, and generally my favorite classification of animal on the planet. So it really does make the lizard nerd inside me very happy to see Salandit. It really does. So that is something I'm happy to see represented in its ability. So what it lets it do, Pokemon terms, is literally poison anything. Steel type, poisoned. Poison type, poisoned. It's a poison badass. And because it's poison and fire, we have ourselves a lizard that eats fairies for breakfast. Which I'm kind of excited about, because honestly, fairies probably take really nice for breakfast. They're full of colour and rainbow, probably all sorts of flavours, probably not very good for you, sugary and all that, but at least definitely tasty. And then this lizard does definitely have a darker side, because the females of the species don't just release their toxic gases, they also emit pheromones that attract males of all species, including humans. And then if you inhale these pheromones, you end up being controlled by its will. So as a human, this Pokemon can basically make you its slave. Is that not ridiculously good? And the fact that it emits toxic gas and flames from the base of its tail makes me kind of hope that it gets a unique sort of poison flamethrower move, because wouldn't that just be awesome? It really, really would be, and it's really cunning as well, and I just think it's a really well-designed Pokemon. So the thing about this Pokemon as well that's exciting is it's very much a meta-changing Pokemon, because having something with the sleuth of resistances this does, it resists 4 separate types, double the amount, so a quarter damage, and the fact that it can toxic anything, if it even gets acceptable bulky stats, it's going to be an absolute monster of a stall and wall breaker. I mean, I have a feeling they might just make it really annoying and make it fast, frail, and powerful, at which point being able to poison everything isn't that great, but if the ability extends to it can just use poison moves in general against everything, then it can start punching through things like Skamori with sludge bombs, and that's pretty damn exciting. So, yeah, I'm in very, very two minds as how I want this to go. I mean, the I like to kill things side of me does want a very fast, specially attacking lizard that can use poison moves against things normally immune to poison, but at the same time, a wall that can toxic its way through everything and stall is kind of appealing too. It's what's really exciting about this little guy. I'd love to know what you guys think on that regard. On every Alola Pokemon, whether you like the design or not, definitely screams unique and very interestingly thought out. So, I am very, very excited for this thing. I hope it evolves. It better evolve, and I can see it being lovely. Poison Fire is a dream typing for me, and it's based on a dream animal, and I'm just pumped. And I had to make a video talking about it. I really did. I'm looking forward to finding you, Salandit. Let's make evil plans together. Let me know what you think of him, and I will see you next time. Like if you've enjoyed this, subscribe for more. Goodbye.